If you have ever put extra hours into a project, double-checked a teammate's math, or quietly resolved a schedule conflict, you know the isolating feeling of executing hard work that no one else notices. We tend to operate on an egocentric baseline. As you can see in this simulation of a stone wall cracking and shifting, invisible pressure builds when we expect constant emotional and practical support from our partners and colleagues as a structural right. Passively taking that daily labor for granted actively degrades the relationship. When we assume someone else will just handle the logistics or absorb the stress, we are pulling the mortar directly out from between the bricks. Over the next 5 minutes, you are going to actively rebuild that structure. You will do this by identifying, drafting, and delivering a targeted message we call a hidden gift validation. To start, grab a physical notepad or open a blank document on your phone. Then, select one specific person you interact with on a daily basis, a coworker, a spouse, or a close friend. Recognizing the people around you is an operational necessity. Consistently acknowledging the effort of others provides the load-bearing support to keep your relationships from collapsing. Step 1 is your interaction audit. You are looking for a hidden gift, a subtle, everyday act where this person smoothed over a practical friction or made a quiet compromise so you didn't have to. Scan your memory of the past 48 hours with this specific person. Find one specific instance where they managed a minor, unglamorous detail and write it down. Avoid looking for massive favors or grand gestures. The entire purpose of this audit is to locate and illuminate the invisible labor that usually goes completely ignored. Once you have your example, you need to draft your response. Firing off a quick, generic thank you actually works against you here. It signals a lack of observation and devalues the specific energy they spent. On screen is the 2-part validation formula. We replace the generic message with a template requiring 2 variables. First, the specific action, naming the exact task they managed. Second, the direct impact, proving that action saved 3 hours of manual workload. Pause the video right now. Look at the hidden gift you wrote down earlier and draft your own sentence using these exact 2 variables. By explicitly detailing both the action and its direct result, you provide forensic proof to the recipient that you actually watched them work and respected their effort. You now have a highly specific draft. However, if those words aren't backed by a tangible shift in how you share the workload, the message will eventually feel hollow. We solve this by adding the final required element, the reciprocity kicker. As the layout expands, it adds a concrete offer of practical support to the end of the message. In this example, an offer to take over the afternoon data entry. Every interaction you have operates on a hidden ledger of give and take. This ledger governs the level of trust and patience within that specific relationship. This meter tracks that ledger, which we call the emotional bank account. When you execute all 3 parts of this validation message, the baseline surges upward, registering a massive compounding deposit. Now you must execute. Consciously halt whatever else is on your agenda right now and put down your other work. Do not fall for the trap of waiting for the perfect moment to say this. Delaying your delivery until later this afternoon guarantees that the task will slip your mind and be abandoned. Open your relevant messaging app, walk over to their desk, and deliver your written draft. A perfect message sitting in your Notes app is mathematically equal to 0. Gratitude holds absolutely no value until the exact moment it is delivered to the other person. If you just hit send or spoke those words aloud, you have successfully shifted the dynamic between you and your partner or colleague. Look at this cross-section of soil. When someone does something kind, they plant a seed of connection. Delivering your message acts as the sharp beam of sunlight required to pull that dormant seed out of the dark and force it to grow. The recipient now has concrete proof that their unseen labor is visible to you. This realization actively hardens the structural blocks of your shared fortress. Reject the urge to treat this as a one-time workshop exercise. Your goal is to integrate this into your permanent behavioral system. Open your calendar and schedule a recurring 5-minute block every Friday afternoon. Use that time to audit your week and validate exactly one hidden gift. Deeply rooted, resilient partnerships do not happen by accident. They are deliberately engineered through the continuous, active uncovering of hidden contributions.